My name is Eric. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I came to Nimeyakaya for a lot of reasons, but I was in search of feeling better, I would say. I had made a lot of improvements in my life. I already loved myself. I was enjoying life, but something was always sort of missing. Something wasn't connecting in my life. And so I came here to try ayahuasca to find those answers and to better understand what it was that I was missing in my life. I first found out about ayahuasca through very, very many things, but the main thing that gave me the push was Gabor Mate had a video where he was speaking about the benefits, and he was somebody who I really felt was an authority on mental health and betterment. So that really inspired me and my wife to take the plunge, and I really just felt a calling from that point forward where I knew this was what I needed. I didn't feel a lot of doubt in me that this is where I needed to be. And from that point on, I was extremely excited and counted the days until I got here. To speak to the experience, I first just want to say thank you to the facilitators. You guys were amazing. You made this experience complete, from the care you gave us to the little words of inspiration or help during trying ceremonies that really helped push me over the edge and helped me find courage during those. I want to say thank you to all the people who I was here with, all the new friends that I've made. I kind of knew I would make some friends, but I didn't realize how much of a bond this experience would create among us. And it is almost as beautiful as the ceremonies and everything I've learned. I really value that, and the newfound love of connection that has just come from this has been beautiful. To speak to my ceremonies, they were amazing, beautiful, extremely difficult at times, but overall completely enlightening and liberating. The first one I had was very mild, it was very enjoyable, and then a little bit of serendipity came in, if that's what you would call it, where everything is going great. I'm starting to explore the way I feel, and I go use the bathroom and I see my wife in there, and she's having a very difficult time. She's really, she's talking to one of the facilitators, they're helping her through it, and I felt so much fear in that moment arise in me. I suddenly felt like, did we do the right thing? Should we be here? I was so scared for her in that moment, and I went back to my mat, and I was tearing up and just feeling like, did we do the right thing? Like I realized how much I don't want her to experience any pain, but how much, ultimately I realized how necessary that little bit of pain is, and how necessary it was for me to get over that, to let her grow. So that was the big theme of the first one, was getting that out of the way, my fears for her and myself. The second experience was a little bit more intense. I purged during that experience, sort of fought with that for a while. It didn't help to fight that, but it was also a lesson in letting go, and finally was able to purge, and one of the facilitators was right there afterwards, and I just told her, man, I was really resisting that, but I feel so much better now. And I would say the overall theme of that one was receiving help. I was resistant to alert the facilitators that I needed help, even though it was what they were there to do. I really wanted to do things on my own. I realized how much I didn't want to be vulnerable in that way. And it helped break me down that way, because I needed help that night. There was no getting around it. And you'll learn the 3 knocks to let somebody know that you need help. And it took a lot for that first knock. It took a lot for me to get over, to say, I'm not going to try to get to the bathroom on my own. I need help, and that's okay. And that was really what I took away from that experience, was it's okay to need help. Something just so simple that I now have with me. The third ceremony was completely blissful. It was beautiful. The thoughts I had were beautiful. It mended me in so many ways. I was expecting ayahuasca to be rough with me in that ceremony. I thought that's what it would take to get me to change, and it was very gentle, but it was sort of hard at first. I was outside and I was just taking breaths and I was trying to work through the beginning of it, and I was dragging my hand down a railing and I thought I got a splinter in my finger, and it was extremely painful, and I called one of the facilitators out, and they tried to find it and see if it was there, and I was like, maybe I get bit by a bug, maybe splinter, and I was just sort of panicking about this little thing for some reason, and the facilitator just sat me down and he kind of held my hand and he said, maybe it's the ayahuasca, maybe it's okay, you know. And in that moment I grew so much. I realized I didn't trust that I would be okay with this experience, with the splinter or whatever it was, with everything. Everything in my life had this air of, I trusted, but never with all of my heart, never with all of myself. I always was a little bit holding back, making sure things were okay instead of letting them be okay. And that was a gift that I can't put value to. I mean, it changed me completely from someone who truly just didn't trust and was afraid. I was afraid, and that it truly changed me. And in the end, there was nothing in my finger. I can't explain what happened. I looked at it in the morning and it stopped hurting, and I don't know. It was just one of those beautiful things that happens on ayahuasca that you'll hopefully find out one day, the gifts that you receive. The fourth ceremony was by far the hardest for me. I went in thinking, oh, it's a celebration. This is the finish line. It'll probably be this easygoing experience. And it started that way. But quickly I developed stomach issues that I have in my regular life. It was basically my worst fear before coming here was I have IBS and all these other issues, and I grapple with having to use the bathroom all the time and having difficulty, and my biggest fear was that would happen during a ceremony, that I would have to navigate what was already so hard to navigate with a little less ability to do so. And yeah, it was happening, and it was getting worse. The feelings were building. I would go outside, I'd breathe, I'd try to come back inside. I was sort of just wrestling with it, and I had so many, even during that though, ayahuasca taught me how beautiful life can be even in that though. One of the facilitators came and just held my hand, and I said, can you just be here for a moment? I just need to breathe, and I need your help to breathe. And we breathed, and I realized, I was like, even this moment is beautiful. And I let go, and it came back, and I let go again, and it came back, and I let go again, until finally I let go, and it was okay. I went through the worst thing I think that could have happened to me in that moment, or at least that I saw as the worst thing, and I came out on the other side realizing it'll never be more than that, and I'm okay. So beautiful. Yeah, I would say if you're interested in doing this, please do. It's an amazing experience. It's so much more than just the ayahuasca experiences, the friendship, the interactions with the facilitators. It's all just amazing. It's so much more than just the experience. There's yoga, breath work, all these things that by the end you see how it all was there. It was all there for you to be able to go through this experience, to guide you through, and to give you practices to take home, to just continue your journey. So thank you so much for this opportunity.